Well, 'tis the night before SEMA, and every day been uploading, guys. Going to keep uploading all through SEMA. I'm going to do every package possible, every Corvette, every Supra, every Bronco, and I'm really going to scour this show for you guys that can't make it, because every time that I was on the other side of the country, one year that I couldn't make it, I wanted good coverage, and I always thought about how can I get the best coverage. So that's the thing that I really wanted to announce in this video. But what we are going to talk about is headlights, corner lights, things that have to do with the Corvettes, and you guys that have followed along with this channel and invested in it and bought the headlights and things like that, and the corner lights. So this is a video you're going to want to watch. It's a bit of an update. It's a bit of a vlog. Most of you guys that don't like long videos and complain to me, I love your videos, they're just too long, I don't want to watch them. Well, you're going to want to skip this one, unfortunately, because I'm going to be talking about some things. I'm going to be ranting about China a little bit, and I'm going to be telling you some things that I'm doing ahead. Stick around. You're watching KnightDriveTV.
I always wanted to build fast cars, so self-taught I started with engine swaps, composites in my apartment, to multiple shops, tuning, fabrication, and more. 10 years later, the big time, SEMA, Speed TV, I climbed from nothing, but I lost it all. This is my new ride, KnightDriveTV.
Drivers and drivettes.
All right, guys, so real quick, we're going to end up back here speaking about something very important, but first I want to show you this. All right, guys, well, it's the day before SEMA, and we have a lot to do. Got a lot of shipments. If you follow along in the group, all these are full, all these are full, all these are full, all these are full. So real quickly, I am testing some apparel. I was outsourcing a lot of this stuff to like a, I don't know what you would even call it, a direct-to-customer print shop thing, to where I would make the design, they would print it direct to garment, and they would ship it. I didn't like not being able to control the quality of the shirt and the design, and I want to test a bunch of different designs. So we have this ability now. I have this printer that can print these really high quality, very vibrant on black, as you can see, very durable and not too thick. It's very flexible and things like that. So we're testing this, but what I'm making for SEMA is I'm just kind of testing out different work style, like pit, like shop shirts that I can wear to SEMA. It's always good to have this because as people see that you're actually branded, you're not just a random, guy looking at the cars. They want to work with you a little more, and so hopefully that's better opportunities for the channel. So, the brackets. So I am looking at version 2 of the headlight kit to potentially change how I do the stopping and whatnot. But for now, this is a reliable and simple system, but I have to weld every single one of these. And so obviously all those kits over in boxes, that's what I'm missing, is this right here. So I have to get welding. So, to the next subject. Yes, I am working on the bezels and something for this region. And notice I'm not just pointing here, I'm talking about this region. So luckily this is not a very difficult weld. I just do a fusion weld, and so it's good enough. Obviously it's plenty strong, so it goes kind of quickly, but it is still time consuming from the weld perspective. So let's get it done. All right, 30 minutes and a little back pain. I got all these welded up. Yep, and we're gonna switch. Now that things are in order, it's a pretty easy kind of hit the button, turn and burn. But there still are many machines. So, and this is a switch I do a couple times a day. Obviously I check everything, make sure the machine's still running well. Everything kind of goes here for Zach to grab. I kind of accumulate 40 or 50 kits here, and he grabs them as he goes. This side, right now I'm making a lot of mounts because that's what I didn't make. Okay, subject for today has to do with those right there. What are you doing?
Checking on things.
What are you checking on?
Making sure you're working.
Yes, we're going to talk about the sequential LED corners. Some people aren't going to like what I have to say, but that's not going to stop me from saying it. Excess foam.
Yep.
What do we do with that? Garbage. Maybe something for that. So She is packing all these up, so we're going to spend the next hour and a half before SEMA, because we got SEMA this week. So we have about 40, I think, prepped, and then there's going to be more made this week. So this is catching up for last week's production pause. Yes, he wants my Apple thing. I know. Saif has been waiting for his order, and Lace messed it up.
I messed it all up.
So you got to take it all back off. Sorry, Saif. We're trying. So Euro, guys, I have some new plugs, H4 adapter plugs. There's a little hold on the Euro orders, not much, maybe a week. I have to work with one that's been delivered. So anybody that's out of the United States, if you can send me an email, I need to know if you have a US import car or if you have an EU market car, which had a single bulb that had a high and low filament all in the same bulb. In the United States, we have separate, a high beam bulb and a low beam bulb. They were two separate plugs. That's how these kits are wired from me, but obviously I sent one of those to someone in Norway, I believe it was, and he has an EU market car, so I didn't plug in. So I'm going to make him a jumper harness that should be fine, but the kits after that are going to be wired specifically for EU. So if you're a European, I'm going to hold those probably for one more week. But I have a bunch of you in a couple in Japan, UK, Norway, Poland. I think I have some interesting countries. So I'm going to be reaching out to you guys probably before shipping to ask you specifically which plug that you need, because I need to know. Pretty David, Brooklyn, New York. Nick, New Paltz, New York. Byron in Haiti, South Dakota. Haiti. Francisco in Arizona. Here they come. Nathan in Cal, PA. Yep, college town. Been there? No guy that owns a house there. Wyatt, Kansas City. Here it comes. Dario in Canada. Yes, I'm sending via DHL. It will pick up tomorrow. Here it comes. Give it to me. Kevin out there in Canada. DHL's bringing them. Alrighty, this was one of the delays. These were stuck in customs for a bit. Looks good, looks good. Alrighty, pre-SEMA, Colin, KnightDriveTV. Folks, that is not a toupee. I know you were thinking it was. It's not, it doesn't come off. So what y'all don't know is while Lace packages, she is also our security person. She monitors security. Oh, the shipments were bulky. We've cleared the area, but guess who this is? Garland Love.
And thank you for all the gift cards for Starbucks. The caffeine has been much needed, appreciated. Yes. So I'm gonna throw in a nice little smorgasbord of stickers.
All right, at the UPS store. Get them in there, Lace. Ooh. Touchy. Yes. It is coming along. Lace is doing it.
I am doing it.
Is it working?
It is working. It is.
Are you relieved? Or are you scared?
No, I'm relieved.
You were scared?
Yeah. I mean, we only did a couple tests, and I mean, very few trial and errors. It seemed pretty easy to figure out what was happening, but still, when you only have a few shirts to work with.
Yeah. They are coming out good so far. So a lot of you guys who follow, you don't understand maybe why it's so meaningful to me, but it has to do with the last company I kind of had this partnership, and I don't know, it was mine, but it wasn't mine, and this is mine, and you guys helped all this happen, so this is going to be a very meaningful SEMA to us, so it's a big deal.
It is a big deal.
All right, so we have gotten to the point in the video to have a discussion. So as you guys know, I've tried to be very transparent. I've learned over the years having car shops and doing this kind of stuff that I love communicating with the community. I've started big car shows years ago, and you know, I invested like $1,000 and I got corporate sponsors. I didn't know that I could even make it happen, but I got everybody to sign on, and in the end, it took me a year to plan it. Somebody's like, how much the ticket's going to be? How much are you going to make? I sold the tickets for like $7 each. First year was $5, second year was $7. And all I did it was to recover my own investment, none of my time, anything like that. So the reason I'm telling you that is because I was dedicated, and I have always been dedicated to the car community, the culture. of it all, beyond business, beyond promotion of my own shops or anything like that. I had shops when I put on those shows, and I didn't promote even my own shop in them because I wanted to just bring people together to have a day to where they can just be car enthusiasts and bring their friends, and guys bought cars. And inevitably, of course, I gained business just through word of mouth, but it wasn't through a direct effort. So in this particular case, I want to talk about these right here. People have asked me, do you have any corner lights, any sequential laser corner lights? Yes, I do have some. So why did I keep them? Well, for one, I kept them for reserves in case there were any issues or anything like that. But I kept them because a situation started to take place, and it's just my nature. If you know Josh on the channel, who's known me many, many years, Lace, who's known me many years, my friend Brian Pesey years ago, he said he liked to be in friends with me because I wasn't a yes man. I wasn't a person that would always just agree with him, and I would say if I didn't agree. And so that's just something I've always been about, a principled person, that if there's a standard in place, I want to try and uphold it, and if it's going awry, I want to say something about it, whether it damages me or anyone else. So this has to do with those lights. And so this isn't going to be specifically directed at Cole or Vet Lights or anything like that. I mean, he seems like a cool enough guy. He's running his own business, and that's totally cool. I'm down with that. But what I do have to speak to is the company that sells those lights. And they're, obviously Vet Lights or me, we were people who, we submitted an order, they'd send the lights in, and we would put them in a box and make a little money for the company. That's how I approached it. So understand this though, where to begin with this. This is going to take a second, guys. You're going to have to bear with me. So first and foremost, why do these lights exist? Why are the Chinese dictating our styling market in Corvette and many other vehicles? And this goes back historically with me to the mid-2000s when I manufactured headers and things like that. I procured steel and I custom made headers and things like that. And then a company came in and started peddling all this stuff from China on eBay and put a lot of us out of business or really negatively affected our business. They saw an opportunity to undercut us all, and they did that very effectively. And it was one guy in a barn in North Carolina that started these companies, XS Power, SS Autochrome, and basically just got everything from China, stole a lot of R&D, and hey, he made a lot of money for himself. Good for him, you know what I mean? I don't know if I like how XS Power and whatnot came up with their own product, but that was the way it went. And so I can't blame people for starting a business and things like that. And I have imported directly blow-off valves and throttle controllers and things like that. And I did sell them because, they seemed like a decent enough product. And, obviously there's margins in it to try and build a business. So, it's not like I'm trying to play both sides. I mean, I've done it, and it's good business for the most part. What I think I never did was committed my entire business model to just being Walmart and essentially a reseller of Chinese goods or something like that. I'm not against Walmart, the Waltons, and they have done great for themselves and for their family. But where this applies to these lights, I think it just burns me a little bit because I think back to that era when I was making headers and doing a lot of labor and saw my customers vanish. So let me just say that I did this deal. I wanted to work with Vet Lights initially, and for whatever reason, he didn't get back to me and things after we had a discussion. I think there was a miscommunication or emails or something happened, but either way, after a period of time, I just seeked out the manufacturer of these. And so the name of the company that makes these is Shenzhen Ailead Electronics. And so that's the company that makes these, designed these. Obviously, they get components from other companies, and they sell these for $115 a piece. And the understanding is that if you bought X amount at $115 a piece, you would be backed up by a warranty, and they would obviously stand behind you. Now, I didn't want to go around Cole. I wanted to actually just buy from Cole and just, let him take a little bit off for himself. And I just really wanted to provide those lights to the KnightDriveTV for a discount. To my subs, I wanted to, pay extra and sell them for less. And this is, again, classic to what I've always done. And so, I was going to do that with Ailead. I told him, if that's fine, 115 is fine. I'm not going to sell them for $235 or whatnot. So I sold them for much less, and a lot of you guys that bought from me know you spent less than $200. Well, what ended up happening was there was pressure from multiple parties, we'll say, that they didn't like the price that I was selling them for, and they demanded that I sell them for more. I stood strong and said, I'm not going to do that, and I can provide anybody the emails and the exchanges if you want to see them. They're very extensive. I'm not going to put them on the screen, but the fact of the matter was I said no, and I said I'm not going to do that, and my costs are my costs, and if I make a margin for you know, bringing them in, putting them in a box, and paying some labor and make a little for the company so that I could further KnightDriveTV, I said I think that's acceptable business practice. But the fact of the matter is I'm not going to sell them for whatever price you dictate. They said that they were protecting the market, but in actuality what they were protecting is their relationship with one big buyer in this country. And so his costs are his costs, and his advertising is his advertising, and that's fine. And I knew that was an issue, and I told him, I said, look, I don't want to interfere. And I really didn't think I was interfering with VetLight's business at all. He has his own ads he runs, and his marketing is his marketing. I only do this channel, and that's it. And I wanted to pass on a deal to the people that follow and subscribe to KnightDriveTV. That was my only commitment to it. And so inevitably, I'll just tell you that they just, after some dispute, they just said that they're not going to sell to me anymore unless I sold these at a higher price. And I just told them I wasn't going to do it on principle. And I said, I don't care, you know, what happens. And so you can, you know, and that was it. So what happens? Well, as some people have installed these, they've run into some issues with certain pieces of the light maybe not working. One person showed a few LEDs that had burnt out. They contacted me, and now, of course, I want to back these up. My reputation's on the line, but I did reach out to them, Ailead, Shenzhen Ailead, and I said, hey, I've got failures, I've got issues here. What are you going to do about it? And they said nothing. So basically they haven't responded. And so in one instance, I did go to Cole at VetLights, and I bought some from him and basically warrantied some of the people at my cost. And obviously he gave me a little break, so I appreciate that. And he bought a lot more of these in bulk than I did. And so, you know, it certainly was helpful to the fact that, you know, the lights were able to be warrantied, and I appreciate him doing that. But the fact of the matter is, you know, it stirs me that this company has gotten themselves in this position, that China is creating a market for itself and making a lot of money for itself and dictating how much we sell for and things like that to our Corvette community, which Corvette is one of the most American-made vehicles that still remains in the United States, and it's about 60-some% if I recall. So, you know, from my perspective, as with my light kit, I try to do as much manufacturing and assembly, wiring, and everything here as possible with as little importing and outsourcing as possible. And I like that business model. I think that's a global business model that a lot of people are okay with. Obviously, Corvettes are like that. You can't escape that at this point. Doing 100% just import a product from China and resell it, I just think it's, you know, it doesn't do much for this country, I think, as a whole. So, you know, what I told Ailead is, I said, look, if you're not going to warranty and you're not going to cover these things, and you're going to basically hang me out to dry and not even, you know, work out some type of arrangement, then I said, then I'm just going to be left no choice but to, you know, attempt to just destroy your company. And that's what I basically committed to them. I told them, you know, I think that you have gotten arrogant with your place and your strength with this company. And so I just understand that what I'm saying is, you know, could affect VetLights and could affect Cole, but, you know, I'm sorry about that. I mean, the fact of the matter is if Chinese manufacturers are going to dominate a sector of the market and monopolize things and control who they sell to and not sell to other people to protect the buyer, then, you know, I mean, then it's just an extension of China. And, you know, the fact is that I told them it would be, you know, my objective to develop a new corner light. And obviously I will be subjected to Chinese LEDs or sequential controllers or something. But at the end of the day, that is the mission. I want to create a new corner light, so I am working with someone on this, and it's another small business owner. We're still in the early stages of deciding what our partnership or if there will be a partnership at all, but we are taking it one step at a time. So that's what we're doing. So as an example, I have sourced these from China, and these are just the lenses. As you can see, the bare lenses with no adhesive, anything like that. And what I had considered is we'll probably make the backside here in the United States. We'll make the boards and things that are inside, but then the LEDs, certain components can be China sourced. But it is my objective, and I wanted to tell everybody that follows this channel and has followed me and this project, even with the headlights and things, that we need to just take back this market as much as possible. I mean, you know, you have to get some things from China, that's inevitable, but just seeing them with Morimoto, the tail lights for C6s, the headlights for C6s, now the corner lights here through Ailead, the tail lights now that look like hamburgers and things like that coming from Ailead, because that's their tail lights. You know, they are manipulative, they are liars, and they have lied to me repetitively. And I just think that it's just somebody has to take a stand against it. And you know, I did this on the Corvette forums years ago. There was someone that was selling excess power headers and exhausts and labeling them as made in the USA, and that is just factually false. I always demanded to see the manufacturing, the welders, and of course that was never provided because that's a lie. So, you know, this is where I'm at, guys. The few of you that have these, that have any failures, the Aileads, I have a few sets, and I'm not sure I have enough to cover the failures. There's been a few. You know, I would be just happy enough to buy them again from Cole and have them sent to you. If that's what has to happen, then so be it. I'd refund you. If that's what has to happen, so be it. I just ask those people, let's figure out a fix, and let's develop a corner light that's made here and made by people that are small business owners in this country, because this is just what we have to do. So I'm losing light. I've complained enough about China and about manufacturing. I hope you stuck with me, and obviously to you guys that have stuck with me through just the entire evolution process of manufacturing right out of this house and creating, you know, a small business from nothing and employing a few people. All you guys that bought headlights and have participated are responsible for that, and that's a good thing. You know what I mean? Small businesses in this country, working with partners and things is fantastic, but we just need to take back this scene. And I lost a lot of my scene 10, 12 years ago to China, and I saw the impact that it had, and I don't want that impact to occur here with Corvette. We should not be putting a bunch of Chinese lights on our cars and letting Chinese designers dictate what our styling is and what our scene looks like. And so it's just not something that I'm just going to tolerate. So I'll let you know more ahead, guys. I appreciate you sticking with me. Please leave a comment below on what you think. If you disagree with me, if you love China lights, then please let me know below, and that's great. And I don't have any problem with that, but I understand everybody wants something cheaper. And so that's what we're up against. You know, it's always what we've been up against. So it is what it is. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll catch you on the next one.